So let's talk about how quiet your life can get once you move to Dominican Republic. Not the beaches, not the cost of living, but the silence. Because moving is easy, but building a life, that's what catches people off guard. Because most of the time, when you move to a new country, people focus on logistics, like where you're gonna live, how much is it gonna cost, what is my lifestyle going to look like? But what nobody ever talks about or prepares you for is that you're leaving your entire social ecosystem. Your friends, your routine, all the familiar faces. And when you land in a new place, you just don't start over financially. You start over socially as well. Because before you left, your life was already built. You know the people you can call, the places you can go without thinking, the rhythm in that place that exists. You don't have to try that hard. But when you move to a new country, all that is gone. Now, everything you do has to be intentional. Who to talk to, where to go, how to spend your time. And at that point, you don't realize how much your life was built around convenience until you have to rebuild it on purpose. And sometimes that can be bigger than what people expect. Because we're gonna be real, making friends as an adult is pretty damn hard. And then on top of that, there's a different language, there's a different culture, there's different social norms, and this becomes a whole different challenge. And I'm not saying it's hard to meet people, that part is easy. But building connection, that's an entirely different ball game. And that takes time because conversations feel surface level at first. You're learning how to communicate and you're trying to figure out who you align with in the process. And one thing I'll say about living here in Santo Domingo, and I'll just speak for Santo Domingo in general, that friendships here, they don't just happen. You have to actually build them. So if you're not intentional, you can go weeks, you can go months without feeling truly connected here. And here's another thing people don't realize, that loneliness in another country, it hits different than in your own country. And it's not just about being alone, it's also about being far from family, far from your support system, and far from people who know you without explanation. And sometimes, even when you're around certain people when you're abroad, you can still feel disconnected at times. Because you could be in a beautiful place, living a life that people dream about, but you can also still feel alone at the same time. And that messes with a lot of people if you're not prepared for it. And a lot of people can't get past this stage. And not because they can't, it's because they don't lean into it. They stay in their comfort zones. They only connect with people who are like them, like they only hang with expats. They don't want to learn the culture. They never put themselves out there, so guess what? Their world, it stays small. And over time, that isolation will continue to build. And if you never ever focus on building a life here, you'll always feel, and they will always treat you as if you're just passing through. Guys, I want to pause for a second because if you're watching this and you're thinking, man, this sounds nice. Living in Santo Domingo may be something I want to do, but you want to get real clarity, I created something for that. It's called the Santo Domingo Life Bundle. It includes 6 in-depth ebooks, 5 bonus guides, and it's going to walk you through cost of living, housing, healthcare, schools, and what it's like to live day to day right here in Santo Domingo. I'm gonna link everything in the video description below and explore it at your own pace. So now you ask yourself, so when do I lean in? When you start being intentional about your life here. And that's when the shift is gonna start. And I think that's why so many people think that when they hear me speak about Dominican Republic, they think I'm looking at it through rose-colored glasses or I'm just exaggerating. And most of the time, those are the people who never leaned into the culture. They were never intentional about living their life here. They were only intentional about coming here, saving money, getting women, and pimping out the culture. Never coming here to add value or to immerse themselves into the culture. Listen, living abroad can absolutely change your life, but you're gonna have to be willing to build one once you get here. And not just financially, but socially, emotionally, and intentionally. So if you're thinking about this move or you're already in the transition phase, start with some clarity. That's why I created the DR Cost of Living Calculator. This is gonna help you with budgeting. Just plug in the lifestyle you wanna live. It's gonna spit out some numbers and you'll get a general idea of what your life could look like living right here in Dominican Republic. The link to that is in the video description. Also, if you're interested in investing into real estate, go to our website, drinvestandlive.com. Also, you can click the link below where it says, I want to invest in real estate. Milton and I will be in contact with you to help you find a property that aligns with your goals. Also, I have 2 newsletters that you may be interested in. It's Live Your Best Life newsletter, and also if you're interested in investing, the DR Real Estate Insider newsletter. Links to both are in the video description below. And until then, guys, remember, always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. Always live in the present, because that's the only way you're gonna live your best life. And we out. Peace.